Often, depending on the hearing loss, you know, the deaf student might benefit, or if we have a child that's more hard of hearing, would benefit from being able to see the teacher as well as the educational interpreter. So, you know, we have to help them learn, you know, not to turn around and write on the board and talk at the same time. You know, help them learn to talk directly to the deaf child versus, you know, looking at the interpreter and saying, tell him or tell her.
Generally speaking, a deaf child needs to be near the front, but not so near that the child can't turn around and see what's going on behind them. It's important for a deaf student to know what's going on around them in the classroom, because many times there's a little lag time. Let's say the teacher calls on another student to answer. And by the time a deaf student has attended to what that other student has said, the answer is gone in the air, whether it's through audition or through signs. So, and think about how we learn a lot of information as hearing people through context, through overhearing other people say things. So a deaf student can miss that. So many times it'd be very helpful if a regular classroom teacher could reiterate what the other student has said. That gives the deaf student a little more processing time to understand what the content of the answer was.
Go before school starts and see how the classroom is set up, and talk to the teacher about where would be the best place for the deaf child to sit, and, you know, the interpreter. And then look at that and, okay, now if you go and read a story, where do we need the interpreter to be and the deaf child? You know, so a lot of it's educating. And we do that. The interpreter helps out with that role as well as myself, you know. So I'm a firm believer in, you know, it has to be a team effort.
Dixon, can you see this right here?
I can. Go over it one more time.
Again, with yellow. Okay, Jordan. With yellow. Again.
Think about the acoustics in the classroom. Many times teachers use tennis balls on the bottom of chairs, because if you've ever listened through a hearing aid to something scraping, it's almost like scraping your nails against a blackboard, and that's very uncomfortable. I think there are some things in general that would lead to a deaf student's success in a regular classroom, but there are some modifications in the instructional procedures that can contribute to a deaf child's success. Manipulative objects, using a lot of real objects. That can be very helpful, because then that helps the deaf child transfer the information from real life experiences to the classroom and help make those connections. So really what you're trying to do is to help the child make connections between this academic content that they already know, to the new information, and to experiences in their real life.
Some of the things, of course, is, you know, if the teacher can give the books or the videos, or, you know, even we usually get the lesson plans from the teacher the week before, like, you know, the Thursday or Friday before the next week. So the interpreter and I know what they're going to teach, and that way if we need to pre-teach anything, we can. You know, I work closely with them to try to pre-teach, because I think that's a very valuable piece, so that, you know, the deaf child then has more confidence, you know, in that, okay, I've seen this before, I think I can, you know, I know the answers, you know. So it's a lot of effort, but it's good, it's fun.
Tonight, you will take your reading books home, read the story one more time with your mom. You can read it to your sister Jewel if you want, okay? Then tomorrow, what's going to happen? You'll have to take your little short test about the story, okay?
Some other things that you could do also is to give like maybe pre-tests of the information to see what does the child really know about something. Questioning strategies and helping the deaf students make inferences and connections between information is also very helpful. You can use question prompts. And what you do when you do question prompts is, let's say you ask the question initially, and you either see confusion on the child's face or I don't know what you're talking about. One thing you can do is to repeat the question or to reiterate or rephrase the question. Then if you're still not getting any response, you could use a picture prompt or a picture clue to give the child some additional context. If that doesn't work, you could almost use say an elliptical sentence, give the child some choices and let the child make a choice of one of the possibilities there. That's what you're doing, and that you're helping frame the information for the student to help them put the contextual clues in there. So there's a whole series of that Lutke, Stallman, and Luckner have developed that's sort of like a way of reiterating questions, or I call it backstepping, because you start up here at a certain level with the initial question. Then if that's not successful, there's certain steps you can take to get the child to answer correctly. But once you get the correct answer, then you need to go back and put it in context.
Okay, but why do you think it's hard to take care of a baby bird? Do you think hard or easy? Hard. Why? Why? What for? It's a lot of work. What else, Ryan? Tell me another idea. Why is it hard? What for? Hard to take care of a baby bird. Think. Remember, when we read stories, we use what we already know.
I know.
Baby birds live inside houses or outside with the trees?
Inside.
Normally?
No, on outside.
Normally, a baby bird lives outside with other birds. Right? Okay.
So it's this sort of subtle dialogue between the student and the teacher you're constantly repeating the information, but it's not like you're sitting there, just sort of rote repetition. In your conversations, you're using that vocabulary in different kinds of sentences. So you're letting the child see or hear the new vocabulary so that he or she just becomes integrated into the child's experience. That's very important. It's in a conversational style.